Hey everybody, welcome, 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 welcome. Super excited to be here for MADPD. This is like my second year. I was here last year as well. I was here with a bunch of buddies. So this year I'm here by myself, but I'm not because I have all of you who are tuning in to keep me company. So even if you're not tuned in right this second, then hopefully we'll be able to connect at some point in the very near future. So just a little bit of introduction. My name is Sarah Thomas, and I am a regional technology coordinator in a large school district in Maryland. I see that we have some people popping on, so hello. Hey, okay, I see it's Peggy. Hey, Peggy, how you doing? So great to see you. Always great to see the awesome Peggy George. So I wanted to give you a huge shout out. I'm a regional technology coordinator in a large school district in Maryland. And just it's my 13th year in education, and I have taught every grade from first to 12th at some point in my career at some time. And thank you, Peggy. You are so awesome. Just huge, huge, huge shout out to Peggy. Just much respect to you. So let's see. So today we're going to be talking about designing with passion. So designing with passion. I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of an overview. Hey, Dean, I see the Dean is popping in on the YouTube live chat. Hey, Dean, great to see you as well. And if any of my friends watching right now want to join me on camera, then please just say so, and I will happily invite you in because I know that this is a topic that we can all chime in about. So just to tell you a little bit about designing with passion. So like I said, I taught every grade level from first to 12th at some point in my career. I actually started in elementary, moved to middle school, like towards like the middle years. I mean, I'm still in the middle years technically, but the middle years so far. And I was there for a really long time. And then towards the tail end of my time in the classroom, I spent that in high school. So it's funny how that kind of worked out, right? But so my experience in teaching high school was that I taught three different classes, three different preps, I should say, and 6 classes. So I taught foundations of tech, I taught technology designs and advanced design applications. And they were really, really big on the design process in there, the engineering design process. So as y'all know, there's different kinds of design processes or processes, as some people would say. So the one that we used the most was the one by ITEEA. So that had 12 steps of engineering design. So the kids were expected to know them forwards and backwards. And so were we as educators, because we were teaching the students about that. So I got very familiar with the ITEEA design. I'm a little rusty on it, but still, the 12 steps, that's my first experience to design thinking. So I keep that with me, right? So pretty much my last when I found out that I was going to be leaving the classroom for my current role, then I wanted to leave students with something that they could that could make an impact for them, like an assignment that they would do on their own, because I wouldn't be there to grade it. So it was ungraded and it was self-paced. So they would do this assignment and it would be meaningful to them. It would be authentic. So what I had them do was just brainstorm anything they wanted to do out of life. Doesn't matter what it is. If you want to start a record label, then it could be starting a record label. If you want to become a doctor, then it would be becoming a doctor. If you want to learn coding, then it could be learning coding. Whatever you want to do, any goal you want to have. So I took the 12 steps of the engineering design process and made a template that I shared with each of them in Google Classroom. And I was just like, okay, so now that you have your big idea, that's step 1. So you're going to, oh my goodness, I can't get emotional talking about this. Okay, no, focusing. So I was just like, that is your big idea. That is step 1. Go through all the rest of these steps, and then you're going to have a plan. So like my dad said, he said a lot when I was a kid, plan your work and work your plan. And he swears that he forgot. He swears he never said it, but I'm just like, no, I remember. That's one of the things. That's one of the dad sayings that I keep with me. So plan your work and work your plan. So today, what I'm going to do, we have 10 minutes left, and I'm still trying not to be emotional. That's all right. So we have 10 minutes left. So I'm going to take you through this tool that that I developed, kind of based on that same final assignment that I gave to my students. And I was really inspired to use this with educators because I was a coach at Google Innovator Academy, and I saw that they were doing a lot of work with design thinking. So it got me kind of thinking as well, okay, well, you know, this design process can work for us as well. So this is kind of taking the intersection of passion-based learning for educators. So that's where the passion comes from, in designing with passion. Design thinking, right? And something called moonshot thinking, which pretty much is, it came from Kennedy, who wanted to shoot for the moon, right? And it's the idea of choosing to be bothered by things that we think are impossible. Like, why do we think they're impossible? Why, you know, we're bothered that they're impossible. They need to be made possible, and we are the people to do it. So if you see this need, then you are like the perfect person to solve it. So keeping in mind that whole kind of, you know, perspective. So we have the intersection of designing, so design thinking, passion projects for educators, and moonshot thinking. So I usually have a Venn diagram I show. I didn't have that up on me right now. But anyway, all right, so I'm going to share my screen. Hey, Kathy, I see Kathy popped in. Hey, so many great friends here. And I agree, Peggy, that emotion is essential to passion. So I am going to share my screen really quickly. So bloop, 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 screen share. Okay, there we go. So, it's like the vortex, right? So I guess I should make my screen kind of big so y'all can see. All right. So this is the EduMatch website, edumatch.org. So this tool that I'm going to take you to is on the EduMatch website, where you can find a whole bunch of really cool things. I would highly suggest going here, but this is not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go to Get Connected, Designing with Passion Forum. So here we go. So this is for the change makers, movers, and shakers in education. That is you, my friends. So so here, this is a form. I got to give a huge shout out to Adam Schoenbart, who helped me debug it, because at first it was acting kind of glitchy. Also want to give a huge shout out to the EduMatch crew, because I remember when I was coming up with this, when I was about to keynote 5 Sigma, then you all really helped me kind of get through the process. Also shout out to Chrissy Romano, who connected me. Well, she told me that Adam would be able to solve my bug problem. So shout out to all those people. So anyway, without further ado, designing with passion form. So this is how it works. This is a Google form. And on the back end, it's hooked up to Autocrat, like on the spreadsheet side. So I'm going to show you how it works. So I'm going to put my email address in, sarah@edumatch.org. My name's Sarah. And then, you know, down here, link to social media, http blah, 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 twitter.com/Sarah the teacher. Okay, location. So I'm in the DMV. So my project topic, let's say that I am going to be talking about EduMatch. Like, let's pretend that there is no such thing as EduMatch, and I see the need. I want to connect with other educators around the world. So I want to make this happen for myself. And after I make it, or while I'm making it happen for myself, I want to make it happen for other people too. So connecting, that's my topic. So I'm going to hit next. Okay, over here, defining the problem. What is the big idea? Just like how, you know, my students, I asked them, what do they want to do? I want to connect with educators around the world and help others do the same. Okay. So brainstorming possible solutions. So what can I create or make? I can make a PLN about this, or with this idea. That would probably be a little better. Based on this idea. There we go. Based on this idea. I'm sorry, y'all. I taught English for like a large portion of my career. So I'm just like, yeah, let me revise that and revise it some more. But anyway, this is just going through very quickly. So research ideas, explore possibilities. So what similar projects might be out there? How have they addressed this need? Where's there room for improvement? Let me make a new tab. We'll pretend that I'm searching for it. How do educators connect? Okay, so I can look it up. So this is something from ISTE here, how to become a connected educator. And then, you know, it's going to open up this thing eventually. Okay, so I see this article, how to be a connected educator. Oh, wow, this is cool. Okay, so I can do all of this cool stuff here. So I see that there are ISTE PLNs. I see that there are book studies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'd put my research in. Obviously, I wouldn't just like skim this thing. I would actually read it and find, you know, things. So how have they addressed this need? They have helped educators to connect. Where is there room for improvement? We can improve by creating things together. Okay, going to next. Okay, specify constraints. So what obstacles might be in my way? Time zones, because I want to connect with people around the world, right? Time zones might be in my way. There might be 50 million other things, but if y'all have seen that movie 8 Mile with Eminem, and you see that he's like rapping, and he tells the guy everything that he's going to say about him, and pretty much disarms his enemy. That's the idea right here with the specified constraints. Like, what is going to be an obstacle in our path? Let's identify it now. And then in step 5, let's figure out how we're going to move past it. So for time zones, we're going to connect asynchronously. And then for step 6, select an approach. Given the information from step 1 through 5, what will you choose and why? We will connect asynchronously. It will be awesome. So I don't even need to send myself a copy of my responses. I can just hit submit, because don't worry, they're going to come to me. So I'm sending myself. So I set the form off, and in the meantime, I can go through and check this database to see if there's other collaborators there for me. So it's redirecting me. So yay. So now I can scroll through and see all of these great people who have submitted, and seeing if there's anyone I want to connect with. I want to give a huge shout out to Kathy, who has gone through and done the entire thing. So I see she's tuning in now. So hey, Kathy. So, all right. So I have my plan, right? So I sent it off. So we still have 3 minutes. So let me bring it back. So stop screen sharing. Stop vortex. Okay. Stop the vortex. There we go. Okay. So I'm bringing my face back on the screen because I want to first check to see if there's questions. And Peggy, thank you for that question. If you can go back and edit your form once it's submitted, absolutely, yes, you can. I'm going to show you that in just a second. Kathy, thank you so much for chiming in. So I'm going to go now to my email. So just doing it in the background right here so that y'all don't see my 50 million email notifications that I'm like, I don't want to show everybody how many emails I have. It's like a lot. So anyway, so I got an email back. You're either going to get it back from me, S. Thomas GMU, or you'll get it back from Adam, because like I said, he helped me debug it. So sometimes it ends up coming from him. So let me go ahead and share my screen one more time. Oh, you all are going to see my number of unread emails. So if you emailed me recently, sorry, I'm working on it. But anyway, all right. So I got my plan back, and you see I got it back 0 minutes ago. So it just came to me. So here we go. Clicking on designing with passion. So scrolling. So there's a lot of stuff there that you can kind of read. There's a video here on moonshot thinking. Now here's a test. So you might see this stuff in green here, which is what we filled out before. So now here comes the fun part. In blue, now it gives you the last 6 steps. So develop a written proposal. So a very brief plan. So you can just do it in Google Docs. Making trying your idea on a small scale. So maybe trying it like with EduMatch. If I wanted to try it with like 3 people at my school, then I could do that. Step 9, test and evaluate. So actually trying it out, you know, we're going asynchronously through Voxer. So we tried it out and it worked well. This worked well. This didn't work well. This is what we're going to do differently. So you could just like blog about it. So you see here that there's like different tasks that you can do as well. Then figure out how you can refine it. So talk to people, then create it and go for the goal. Go large scale, implement it, hyperlink it, and last but not least, communicate the results. So definitely letting other people know about what you did so that they can, you know, be inspired by your work or maybe build off it. And also this due date, you could put in, I would suggest working backwards, like whenever you want this to happen, your launch date, and just creating actionable goals going backwards from that. So this might be next year. So I might want to run it, you know, for like 3 months. So I would go back 3 months before this, and then, I could give myself a month for this and going back and back and back. So you can, I would suggest using Google Calendar and sending yourself notifications, or maybe getting a buddy, an accountability buddy, maybe even from that database. So that's kind of how this whole thing works right here. Please let me know how it's coming for you. And you might actually see this in another iteration in the very near future. I don't want to give away too much just yet, but let's just say that this might be popping back up in a different way in a couple of weeks. Mwahaha. So so let me just pop over, see if there's any questions or anything like that. Completed forms. Yes, good question. So Peggy, if you go to that link, actually, you know what? Let me go back to edumatch.org. Okay. So let me share my screen one more time. Share it. Okay. So here, you'll see under the database tab, and the Designing with Passion database form is linked here too. So you can go through and you'll see everyone's that's filled out. Now, I'm going to be very honest. Most people only get through step 1 through 6. Some people might go through and do 7 through 12. They might plan it out. Some people might complete it. Kathy's the one person I know who has completed it from step 1 through 12. There might have been some other people who have completed it who haven't said anything. But usually when I present on this, and it's at like a session, a 1-hour session, and you know how conferences can be, where it's like, oh, there's all this great information, but, I need the time to implement it. So you can go in and see at least how people have brainstormed their ideas. Some may be more complete than others, but yeah, it's all there. So definitely. So I see your comment about me being such a tease. Yes, indeed. But it's all good stuff. All good stuff is coming. So absolutely. So just wanted to thank you all so much for tuning in. Oh, Brian, I see your question about things that people are sharing. There's a bunch of different things on here. Like I think that I'm going to actually make an awesome table of this when it's ready for round 2. And from there, then I can kind of, you'll be able to filter it a lot more easily. But I see a lot of connecting, a lot of global learning, things like that. So different projects linked on there. I'd be very, very interested to go back and see how people have, how their progress is going. So definitely. So yep, Brian, this is on edumatch.org. So if you go to the Get Connected tab, then Designing with Passion form is the third option down, and you can see the database, the Designing with Passion database. So yes, indeed. Good stuff. So please keep me posted on your progress. Would love to hear how everything goes for everybody. So just wanted to thank you all so much for tuning in. You guys are amazing. I am super lucky because I'm connected with some of the best people in the world, including y'all. So thank you so much for joining me. And in addition, if you all are free later tonight, we're going to have a dynamite conversation going on about content creation on EduMatch. So really, excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, I'm about to have a coughing fit. But really looking forward to that conversation. Thank you, Peggy. Same here back at you. And Kathy, thank you for sharing. I'm loving that you are sharing your journey as well. So yeah, and anyone who wants to join us tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern time, you can go to podcasts.edumatch.org/tweet talk to tune in on the conversation. We're going to be talking about content creation. It's going to be dynamite. So I hope that y'all have a great one. Hey, Lee, I see you on here. All right, everybody, take it easy. All right, have a great day and enjoy the rest of MADPD.